Hey everyone. So recently I asked on Instagram what wig you would like me to review out of the ones that I already have. There were a few that were selected, but I thought I'd start off today with Ellen Villa. So this is the Ellen Villa wig that I'm wearing at the moment. It is a human hair wig. I haven't spoken about human hair on my channel, but I do own a few wigs. And this is actually my first wig, or actually it's my first human hair wig. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this Ellen Villa wig and tell you guys how it's actually performed over the past 2 years or so, and give you a bit of a history and a bit of info on, you know, the hair fibers, how I've been able to maintain those fibers, and I guess the construction and so on and so forth. So keep on watching to hear more about Ellen Villa. So when I first lost my hair, probably around 2.5 years ago, I had no idea about wigs or what to purchase, and I'm sure so many people who are in their hair loss journey or who have lost their hair previously know exactly what I'm talking about right now. So yeah, I purchased a really cheap synthetic wig as my first wig, but it was always going to be an interim wig. So during that time, I hunted around for wigs. So I went and tried on my very first human hair wig, which was an absolute fail. I had a very bad experience at a wig store here in Sydney. So I decided to look online for a wig. You know, I kind of said, I can wing it with clothes, I can wing it with shoes, why not try with hair? I had watched so many videos and I thought, you know what, I can probably do this. My first realization though was it is so expensive. I don't want to swear on my channel, but yeah, it was so expensive. I hadn't realized how much the markups were here in Australia on some of these pieces. So I turned to New Zealand and I found a reseller of Ellen Villa, and they had some really great prices. So I found this wig, which is called Noble Look, because I thought, you know, what better than to start off my hair loss journey than with a human hair wig. And I wanted something that would stand the test of time, really, because I wasn't sure about, you know, how long I'm going to lose my hair for, or will it grow back. And I thought, I'll make an investment and purchase a wig that I can have for a really long time. I had read somewhere, I think in one of the forums or in one of the blogs, that human hair wigs lasted about 1 to 2 years with a lot of wear. And I said to myself that that's a good investment and I could probably spend $1,000 or something. Little did I know that other websites had human hair wigs from like 2.5 to 6,000 Australian dollars. That's a lot of money. That's why I turned to Ellen Villa. As I mentioned, I purchased this online. The wig itself is called Noble Look, and it was part of the Annika Hansen line. So Annika Hansen is a German model presenter who at that time, I guess she designed some wigs together with Ellen Villa. So I've actually kept the box. This is the box, that's Annika Hansen right there. And I've kept the tag. So let me grab the tag real quick. And gosh, I forgot what the color was. So it's actually chocolate. So this shade is in chocolate. When I was investigating the colors on the website and looking at the different tones and the different shade palette and what have you, I realized that Ellen Villa didn't have the best description on the color. So I did talk to the sales representative who contacted me and asked them about a color. So at that time I was brunette. So I was trying to get something a bit warmer. And this is the color that I chose. As I said, it's chocolate. And when it arrived to me, oh gosh, it was a crazy experience because I was just absolutely thrilled to have hair that looked like hair. And, you know, at that time I had little to no hair left. So this is the wig that I purchased. This is Noble Look. I will give you guys a close-up of the shade inside and outside. I'll insert a clip, if not now, then in a little bit, to showcase the shade in the sun. But that's the shade. Hopefully you can see that. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some, it will be slightly distorted, but yeah, it's a nice chocolatey reddy brown shade. It's not a flat brown. It is very, very warm. It doesn't have highlights or anything like that. It's an extremely blended and well blended human hair wig. It is Remy human hair, so I'm sure that's why the quality and the blend itself is fantastic. And because it's Remy, you can straighten it, you can curl this wig, you can style it any way you want. Okay guys, so this is me outside. Here you go, that's a bit better. So it is really chocolatey. It's a great shade. Yeah, it's not dulled at all after 2.5 years. I think the shade has remained quite true. There you go, I'll come in the sunlight a bit. So that's what it looks like. As you can see, this is my backyard. So yeah, it's such a pretty shade. And you can see the baby hairs more now, but it does have a lot of red. So if, you know, this chocolate shade and probably chocolate mix as well from Ellen Villa will have that same red tone. But yeah, it's not dull at all. It's quite vibrant, as you can see. So yeah, that's the shade. I'll be back in a minute. So this is actually as it came out of the box. I've not cut this. I've not trimmed it other than add a few baby hairs in front, but essentially I have not altered this wig whatsoever. So the length is around 50 to 60 centimeters. I'll put all the dimensions up here so you can see what it looks like, but the overall length is around 50 to 60. It has come with some layers pre-cut into it. I really like these layers. It looks really, really good. That's why I've not altered the wig, because the way that it came suited my style perfectly. So yeah, it's come with layers all the way around. I think it has around 2 or 3 different layers. Move back a bit so you can see what it looks like. So yeah, it's got some length. It has quite a lot of hair, so because it is quite thick. In terms of density, it's high density for sure. It's a heavy wig. It's not light. So I'm going to turn around for you guys so you can see what this looks like 360, and I will tell you a little bit more about the wig. So I had to go back a little bit because it is really long and I wanted you guys to see the length of the wig. Unfortunately though, Noble Look no longer exists as a wig. They have removed this from the market and you'll probably only be able to find it from outlet stores. I've not seen it in many stores, and I think it only appears under Anika Hansen. It doesn't appear under Ellen Villa. However, if you do like this wig, Ellen Villa has come out with a wig called Zenita or Xenita. So the Zenita wig is pretty much spot on for this one. It's not different at all. It looks the same. It has the same shades. It has the same cap construction. So I'll put a link down below to the Zenita wig and I'll insert a photo just here so you can see what Zenita looks like, because honestly, I think it's exactly the same. It's the same wig, but just under a different name. So yeah, if you're interested in a wig like this, I'm pretty sure Zenita, which is available, is the same. So let me do a bit of a close-up of what this looks like and show you the ear tabs and around the perimeter of the face and talk to you guys about the lace and all that stuff, and then I'll show you the inside of the wig. So this is the lace front. The lace front is actually undetectable. It's a very soft lace and a very fine lace. I found it to be quite comfortable, and because it was so fine and soft, it did lift quite a bit throughout its life, or it still does lift a little bit, so it easily lifts up and down. If I do wear this out for extended periods of time, I'll add some adhesive to the front, just so it doesn't slip, because it can slip, and I'm always touching my hair as well, so I don't want it to slip around as much. It came naturally with some shorter hairs. I guess they're kind of like baby hairs, but they're also for a bit of volume. It is a flat wig. I mean, even when you wash it, it comes out wavy to straight. There's no frizziness or there's no intense volume. So I tend to hang this wig upside down to let it dry so it can add a little bit of volume to the roots, because I don't like adding heat to it. The majority of times I would just let this air dry and use a hair straightener, but I'd only use it once. I wouldn't add any heating tools or any heat to it in between washes. I'd probably just do it once and that's it. And I think that's really helped maintain I guess the hairs themselves, and they don't have split ends or they're not overly bunchy down the bottom. I'm starting to feel like the hair itself is not getting dry, because I've been taking really good care of this. I've been using macadamia products. So this is a hair treatment that my hairdresser has told me to use every wash. So I use it on every single human hair wig that I own, and I own quite a few. So I use just normal bio hair products. So as I mentioned, the lace is beautiful. It set me up for disappointment with any other wig that I purchased down the line, because yeah, this lace front, the knots are invisible. It's beautiful. I'll show you guys what it looks like. It has a mono top, so I can actually part it anywhere I want up on the top, and you know, you can't really tell. The only thing that you can see is this line, which is that silicone strip inside the wig, which I will show you guys when I take the wig off. But other than that, it looks like real hair. It performs like real hair. It looks like real hair. Let me show you the ear tabs. So they're tiny. The only thing, which, you know, when you first purchase your wig, you don't really know what to look for and what not to look for, but that's probably the only thing in this wig that looks, or it could be improved. I'm sure the new Zenita might have better ear tabs, but yeah, these ones are tiny, and with the years they've become just a little bit looser, but you know, that's okay. It wears really well, and when I add adhesive it doesn't move. So let me take this off, show you the inside of the cap, and I will tell you guys afterwards, you know, how this is worn over 2.5 years and what I would do or what I would have done differently with this wig. I want to show you guys the inside. So this is the lace front and the mono top. When I purchased it, I didn't know the importance of having a mono top, so I was really fortunate that this came with the mono top, as I later found out, because of the realism and how comfortable it is. So I'll show you the lace front so you can see. So the only thing that's happened over the years is fraying of the lace front. Very, very minimal, but I think that also has to do with the way that I wore the wig and I perhaps pulled the wig off. So when I first purchased this, I didn't know not to pull down from the sides, and I'm supposed to pull from the ear tabs and things like that. So I think I may have stretched the lace a little bit, and I've trimmed it a few times. So if you guys have any products that can help me save this lace, then please let me know down below in the comment section. I'd be really keen to try something out so I can save the lace on this wig. So this is the little silicone strip that you can see on the wig. Hang on, it's hard to see now, but when it's on my head you can see it. So there it is, you can see right there. So you can also see the knots. Look how great that looks. It's a stunning wig. Like, the knots are actually invisible. They are tiny and they're invisible, and I think that has to do with a mono top as well. So yeah, Ellen Villa human hair is stunning, and I'm sure they've probably improved on that with the newer wigs too. So Felt covered ear tabs, they have metal stays inside. As I said, after 2 years, this has become a little bit loose. It's not as sturdy as they would have been when I purchased it. It's really well covered. It has the hair sewn into the ear tab right to the very edges, so you can't see any of the ear tabs. It has an extended nape, so a velvet extended nape. It has Velcro adjusters, which, you know, again, I was spoiled with my very first wig because it had Velcro adjusters. And the inside of the cap is a covered wefted cap, so it's quite stretchy. I'll tell you guys a little bit of a story though. I'm a sweater. My head sweats quite a lot, and I used to walk to and from work. So I would, the first times that I wore this one, I would put it straight onto my foam wig head. I didn't know that this could, or I guess you can see here that the fabric itself, or the netting, has kind of faded in spots and stuff. So that would transfer onto the foam wig cap. And I was a bit shocked at first because I was like, oh my God, is that from my head? Is that from the wig? And I later discovered that it's actually the wig cap itself fades. So yeah, it's probably just the dye that they use with your sweat and with the heat and the transfer onto another material. Yeah, it transfers. So anyway, so the wig cap, as I mentioned, is stretchy. It's an average cap. It's super comfortable. Not once have I thought in 2.5 years that this is an uncomfortable wig cap, but yeah, it's a great cap. There's little hairs all over. I'm not sure why they were added to the wig. That's probably so when I tie it up, it kind of looks like baby hairs. You can see that moustache. So yeah, it kind of looks like baby hairs in the back. So that's probably when you tie it up in a ponytail, it looks like a real wig. So I'm gonna throw this back on and tell you guys my experience with the wig, and you know, what I'd change, or yeah, any thoughts that I might have. So I'll be back in a minute. All right guys, so just to conclude this video, I love Ellen Villa wigs. I have purchased another one in blonde. I think it's champagne rooted, which I will film another video on at a later date, only because there's a few videos that I want to film before I get to that one. So yeah, I'm absolutely in love with the actual Remy human hair. It's beautiful. It has endured 2.5 years, but I think this will remain a winter wig for me since discovering blonde wigs, and I guess it's strawberry blonde wigs and pink wigs and colored wigs. This has kind of just become my winter style, and it's an easy winter style. So apart from the lace, which is starting to fray just around the corners and around the edges, and the cap that's starting to relax, which I'm sure there are techniques and ways that I can tighten the cap a little bit more. The hairs themselves, the hair itself actually, you know, there's no split ends. It's really good condition. Obviously it needs conditioner and it needs, you know, conditioning treatments, but I think it's time, or after I wash this the next time, I think it's time to give it a bit of a trim. I've had my eye on, you know, a longer bob, so I was actually contemplating cutting it up to there. So removing that bottom layer and creating a longer bob, which I think will look really great with this style because it is quite heavy and the bob will drop. So yeah, I think this is my first wig, you know, 2.5 years later. So if you guys are interested in Ellen Villa, or, you know, looking at human hair wigs, I would absolutely recommend looking at Ellen Villa Sanita, which is the sister to this wig. Yeah, go check it out. And this chocolate shade for my brunette sisters, you guys will love it. It is quite warm, and I'm sure that they have the chocolate mix now as well, which is probably a bit more of a dynamic chocolate blend. So yeah, go check this out if you're looking for a human hair wig which will stand the test of time. I think this is a great investment if you're looking for a human hair wig. It has the length and the body where you can customize it to your needs and, you know, really just make it your own. So yeah, so thanks for hanging around to listen to my story about my first wig and about how much I love Ellen Wille human hair. So if you have any questions about this wig or about human hair care, I'm actually hoping to film another video very soon about how I care for my human hair wigs, what are the products that I use and the techniques that I use to wash and style, and I guess to really take care of my wigs. So any questions, please let me know down below. Thanks again for watching this video and for commenting on my IG channel and for selecting this wig for review. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, I'll leave my Instagram handle down below. It's Kim Stam. So go follow me on Instagram as well, and I post photos of the wigs that I wear on the daily. So thanks again for watching everyone, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.